Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerditorium. Jishnu,
Hello.
allow me to tell you a Sean Connery joke.
Uh-oh.
What did Sean Connery say when the book fell on his head? I'm waiting for a response. He said, I only have myself to blame. And with that, we begin a long and introspective look at the illustrious career of Sean Connery. Jishnu, why are we doing this episode?
The dude's 90 and still kicking. That's pretty great.
He is.
That's great.
Is he still making movies? I feel like we should have done a little
I did the tiniest bit of research, and according to IMDb, the last well-known thing that he did was frickin' Extraordinary Gentleman.
That was
back.
The last thing he
that
was
was
in?
the last big thing that he was in that is noteworthy. Like, he did like a couple of voice roles for like a new Bond game a couple of years ago.
Nice.
But yeah, like that was the last like big ticket item that he was a part of, which was way back when. So yeah,
you know, that's the interesting thing. Yeah,
it's fine. It's totally cool considering he is as old as he is. But I'm just glad that he's still.
No, exactly. That's what my point is. You know, like that he was already old when we were young. Do you know what I mean? Like he was well into his his 60s when we were kids, and we kind of watched Pierce Brosnan, who, by the way, I feel like is after watching Dr. No last night. I revisited the original James Bond film, and after watching that, I feel like Pierce Brosnan is probably the closest to a Sean Connery-esque like successor to the role, because everybody else had their own take, but Pierce Brosnan is probably like the closest in the vibe, and it's just the snarkiness of that character which you see in the original Bond film.
Sure.
I mean, like Sean Connery is James Bond. When you watch that, it's a weird movie because it's the first one, so they're kind of just setting up all the things that we know and love about Bond. You know, the shaken not stirred, the saucy glances at Honey Rider played by Ursula Andress. So all of that, that suave and that smolder. So Sean Connery invented that, man. He has a built-in smolder, dude. And yeah, super cool as ice in that first film.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting and about Bond, which I just realized, I mean, like I only just read up about this, but like Ian Fleming didn't really want Sean Connery to play James Bond. He wanted like Cary Grant or somebody like like a Humphrey Bogart kind of actor.
I can see that.
But
I can see why.
I can see why. But like this guy, he came in. Apparently, he was like a very rough around the edges kind of actor at the time. But he came in and did such a fantastic job that Ian Fleming went back, and when he rewrote when he went back to the books and was writing new books, he kind of based more of James Bond's like original like roots. He made him like a Scotsman. So it is safe to say that Sean Connery is about as responsible for James Bond the way we know it as is Ian Fleming, So that's the kind of legacy this guy has.
Fair play. It is one of the longest standing franchises, and that stems from the fact that I guess Fleming and the Broccolis identified potential in...
It's broccoli? It's not broccoli?
I have no idea.
Man, that's crazy. That's a family business.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Well.
Anywho, but here's the other thing. Not only is he as sexy with a smoldering as you think he is also, according to people, the sexiest man. No, not of the year, of the century.
Which century?
Well, the one that he was.
The one before, right?
The one that he's existed in for the majority of his time.
I mean, he's existed in the 21st century as well.
I mean, yeah, but we're 20 years into the century.
That is true. I mean, I guess League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was not enough to cut it for him to be included in the list here. Man, what are the movies that you grew up watching Sean Connery in? And, why is he so important to us apart from Bond? I think there are a few movies I can think of.
Of course. Let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about The Rock. Okay, go.
Let's talk about The Rock. This is basically an excuse to talk about Michael Bay's The Rock.
Yep.
Basically, I mean, I don't think we'll see a movie like this again. It's such an anomaly. Not that the movie is so fantastic. It's a great action movie. And you think of it as a Nicolas Cage movie, but man, Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, man, the powers combined. It's it's a rare gem, I would say. What do you remember about that movie?
It's probably the greatest use of saying the movie name in a movie, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, we all were waiting for a good 10 years to hear the words Avengers Assemble, because that is the original title of the Avengers in the UK. But cool as it was, a tired old Captain America whispering the words to an army of thousands doesn't really hold up to Sean Connery saying, "Welcome to the Rock."
To the Rock.
my Sean Connery is just mumbling, really, to be honest. It's just drunken mumbling.
Yeah, no, I get it. Mine is also just like, he seems to be... yeah, that vibe. It's so prevalent in all his Bond films. He doesn't even try to make a neutral accent, which I'm very glad for. But yeah, man, The Rock is amazing. Definitely one of my favorite films because he's playing a mentor to Nicolas Cage. And man, that's amazing. The only thing that used to freak me out about that movie is that it's got a chemical chemical weapon. Sorry, not a chemical bio weapon. And in that, it's like these green balls. Do you remember that? And then if they explode, it's like acid and it'll release fumes and noxious vapors.
It's one of the most 90s plot lines ever.
It scared me, dude. It honestly that part of the movie always used to freak me out when Nicolas Cage puts it in one of the henchmen's mouths and then smashes it. I was just like, I can't watch this. But still a great movie. What are the other movies that you remember?
Exact same character premise, just done infinitely better. Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh, a classic.
Same thing.
I mean, that movie again, a movie after our time, right? When did it come out? 93?
Early 90s.
So maybe
yeah. 80s, I don't know.
A classic, man. That is my favorite Indiana Jones film of all time, for sure.
Because of him? Oh.
I mean, yeah, I think it's the classic George Lucas Spielberg father-son story that they love telling over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think what's so awesome about that is that even though Sean Connery is he's not much older than Harrison Ford in that movie, I think. He's maybe only 20 years older than him.
Which is,
in real life.
Enough to be parent.
Enough, yeah. I know. But, man, introducing a character as, dynamic and interesting as, Henry Jones, and as late into the series, the third movie, you'd think that they'd want to, cap it off with just another, classic, but they took a very, personal route for the film, and it's awesome, man. It's still the best because that movie is more than just the relics that they find, which in Temple of Doom and in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, I love it, but each movie is about man's greed. One is about trying to live forever. And the third one is just about relinquishing your desire to hold on to something more personal and real. And I think that's the best thing about that movie, man. And I saw it again recently, and it still is as emotional as heartwarming as can be. And that's why it's a classic, man.
I will also say it's one of the few times, I mean, I haven't seen all the movies he's done in his 90 years, but it's one of the few times I can distinctly recall him busting out comedic chops, which he doesn't get to do all that often. That's also kind of why I was endeared to League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's not the greatest superhero movie of all time, for sure, but it's still it rings as a fun romp mainly because of
Absolutely.
him and just his essentially being kind of a hybrid between a Nick Fury assembling a team and
Alan Quatermain,
and so also good. Being the leader in a Cap or a Tony kind of a way. But it's super, it's super campy and tongue-in-cheek, and it's just great to see, kind of like how you would imagine Harrison Ford would redo Indy again right now. You mean he would do it in a very we all know why I'm here. We all know that I'm kind of doing this. I'm not half-assing this, but I'm also not trying to take it too seriously because we know that the best is I've done the
he's already
core
done his
work.
time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to prove
Yeah,
anything to anybody. I can just do what I do and love it or leave it. It's fine. I'm kind of doing you the favor by being here right now.
Yeah, and he's done. The guy has such an eclectic list of like a filmography. Like he's done like everything from Bond to Dragonheart, which I love. You know, he voices the dragon in Dragonheart. He's amazing. But it would be. I would be remiss to not mention Highlander,
waiting for it.
a movie, Jishnu, that you still need to watch.
Yeah.
Because he's playing a Spanish conquistador, and when Chris Lambert asks him, "You haven't eaten haggis?" He's just like, "What's haggis?" Which is the greatest thing I've seen in a movie yet. You have to watch it. He's also in Highlander 2, The Quickening. But dude,
is it called Highlander 2 The Quickening, or is it just called The Quickening?
Yeah, it's called the Highlander 2, The Quickening. Anyway, so if you guys are also, for those who are watching up to this point, if you haven't seen Highlander, if you have seen Highlander and you just want to nerd out about it, we've done another great episode on crossover event with Geek Fruit Annex member Sid Mehta. Please check that out. Any other thoughts, Jishnu, on Sean Connery, Sean the Bomb Connery? I don't know why I'm calling him that. I feel like he needs to have a middle name, Sean the Con Connery. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Any other thoughts, Jishnu?
He's just great, and I'm pleased for Scotland. Go them.
Is he knighted, by the way?
Yeah. Ish.
He is, right? He's Sirs Sean Connery?
You know what? I feel like we should know that we should. I feel like he would, if he was, we wouldn't have any doubts about this.
Knock knock.
What?
Yes.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Dishes.
This is who?
This is Sean Connery, and I am a knight.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I know I'm not in this episode, but come on, I didn't know you guys were doing Sean Connery jokes. All right, that's it for that's my time. Thanks, bye.
Huh?
All right.
Knock knock.
Who the hell is that?
Hey, it's me, Dinkar. I want to tell you a Sean Connery joke. Around what time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon?
Hey, it's Dinkar. I want to tell you Sean Connery joke. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? Who?
Oh, god damn it. I meant ding dong.
Ding dong.
Sean Connery gets to Wimbledon around 10ish.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. So, thank you so much for watching a small and humble tribute to Sean the Con Connery. And we really enjoy doing it, and we like going back and looking at illustrious careers by various thespians such as Sean Connery's. And in case we haven't mentioned a film that is on his filmography, I'm sure there's plenty that came out before our time, but this is just some of the movies that we watched when we were growing up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like any of these movies, make sure you comment and tell us what you thought of them. Tell us what you think about Sean Connery. Tell us about the movies that we missed, and we'll come back and do another episode. That's all for now. See you later, you nerds.